Guardians, welcome back to the Sinful Side of Things. I am Mr. Sim, back with some Destiny 2 stuff to talk about in this video. And step 3 is all about practice and training, right? The good thing about training is that you can do that at any time. Anytime you're playing PvP, you're actually practicing and training. But there's a difference between the two. The difference is when you repeat what you're doing over and over again. Right? That's training. Practice is when you try something new that you want to get better at and train for. There is a fine line between just playing and practicing. Playing is when you load up into a match, like quick play and get some bounties done, or just want to try out a weapon, or even just mess around with some new builds. Practice is totally different, right? That's when you're pulling out, you know what I'm saying, sniper rifles and trying to land those head poppers. There are many different ways to train and practice. For example, one of the best ways is to grab a couple of friends and load into some private matches. Private matches are so beneficial, man. It's like in so many ways, bro. Like it allows you to get more familiar, you know what I'm saying, with some things that you never get to use otherwise, like some guns. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you can even find a sleeping giant. Alongside that, you guys can choose which map and mode to play on. Having that free range on map selections mean you can frequent maps that you do the worst on, like some of the maps that you hate the most, right? And you can actually memorize them playing inside a private match, man. You know what I'm saying? Like every corner, every sniper lane, heavy spawn, and cap point, to become more familiar with it. Also, it gives you and your team the opportunity to name stuff on the map, so your communication level is even better the next time, right? And to get even better, load into a private matches with players who are better than you, better skilled than you. Because to state the obvious, going against better players will sharpen your skills even more. Plus, realizing mistakes right away. When me and my friends play private matches, we do the same thing. My cousin, who is very skilled in PvP and who I try to emulate, gives me tips even when we are in the engagement, even when it's going on. I never stop learning, never, or never want to stop learning, right? He's the one who taught me and helped me get to where I am, right? So those tips I'm telling you were told to me, and is why I'm sharing them with you, because I used to be trash in PvP and now I'm deadly. I'm not the best player in the world by far. Trust me, I'm not. You know what I mean? But now, because I learned and applied those tips that were given to me, I got better, man. Trust me, guys. Play more private matches. And Rumble, too, bro. Rumble is great for a lot of reasons. Like winning your 1v1 battles more often, learning how to hold down an area on the map, and using the bait to outsmart your opponents into making a bad choice, right? Rumble is also good for your nerves, right? For those nervous moments, man. You know what I'm saying? When and if those 1v3 or 1v2 situations ever come up in trials or comp, because let's say there's a guy right in front of you and you guys get into a battle, then you back off for some recovery, for some health recovery. But a second later, here comes another enemy. Now you're stuck in the middle. But getting yourself in that kind of a situation more and more is a good thing, because eventually you start pulling them clutches because you learned from your mistakes. And you learned how to be calm and assess the situation better. Everyone has their own style, but it's decision making that settles all scores. A good way to figure out your style more, right, is record your gameplay, then watch it later. Doing that will allow you to make and see better decisions with your style, because when you're in the game, you don't have the same mental state as you do when you sit back and watch it. You cannot be as, critical with your moves from inside the match, because your focus is on the next right decision to make, not what just happened in that engagement. When you sit down and watch more of your gameplay, your mind tells you, I should have been moving over there. I should have thrown my grenade. I should have helped my team shoot. Get it? Team shoot. This, that, and the third, and all these things you missed in game. And those silly mistakes can now be focused and turned into better decision making just by watching your gameplay. And say to yourself, wow, I see it so simple now. Then you'll see you actually played well. It was just some poor decision making in the end. And speaking of decision making, all right, I loaded into cop. It's like, hey, you know what? I want to go get my unbroken, title. I don't have the unbroken only because I never went for it. I just want to go for it now. So inside this particular comp match that you're watching, I was playing by myself. It was late at night. Nobody was on, so I solo queued up. And obviously I got a team, and a guy lagged out, or he AFK'd out, right? So he was just AFK, and the game kicked him. It's like, okay, 2v3, here we go. So that forced me to play a different style than what I'm used to. It was time to clutch up. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, okay, I got two teammates to rely on. Let me just go team shoot with them. Everything will be fine. I can play the way I always play. Some flankery, some trickery, some this, that, and the third. But now it was a 2v3 in comp, mind you. At 3,800 score, 4,000 score. I just started playing comp this season last week because, I'm busy with all this other stuff and some, the fell went to Live Quest, the Warmind bits, the Guardian games. I didn't get a chance to load into comp this season until a week or 10 days ago, or really delve deep inside the comp. But in this particular game, it was a 2v3 and we won. Why? Because of my decision making. Why? Because of those private matches that I've played. Why? Because of all those tips that I remembered while playing this one, right? I couldn't play my regular play style. I had to bait them out, right? I had to be next to my teammate. I said, okay, my teammate's sniping. Let me put on a shotgun. At first, I had a Randy's throwing knife. I said, okay, let me switch to a Ceros, right? These guys are coming up closer, and the Randy's was working for me at first, but then I realized, okay, I got to switch it up. See, that's another thing you can do too. Some people say if a weapon isn't working for you, don't switch it. Just keep it out. Keep grinding that out. Yeah, that absolutely is true. You can do that as well. But if you're really just not feeling it, and you want to put something on different than it work, then do that, bro. By any means necessary. This is what these tips are all about in the end. Winning by any means necessary. Getting your skill up by any means necessary. And again, guys, this is for PvE players who never play Crucible. And, every time they load in the Crucible, they're getting Jotun fire to death, right? They're getting just demolished every single time they go in Crucible. And for those pro PvP players, if you guys are listening to this, help me out, man. If you got any tips for me whatsoever inside this gameplay, you see that I did something, hey, tell me, bro. I ain't gonna get mad at you. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. I will implement that tip that you just gave me because I never stop learning. And if you guys want to get better in Crucible, you can never stop learning. Never. Even the best player in the world can never stop learning. Always take tips from pro players. Always play private matches with better players because it will better your player. And my cousin was one who taught me. It's Reap. Okay, he is the best I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure you guys know 1 Second Kill, OSK. My cousin was in 1 Second Kill's clan. He left that clan for his own reasons. I'm not going to get into that. It's none of my business. But my cousin was the one who taught me. So that's what I'm saying, bro. A player of that level taught me. And like I said in the first step of this series of the videos, I was at a 0.57. Now I'm sitting pretty somewhere, I don't know, above a 1.5. That's good enough. I don't really care about Katie. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying statistic-wise for this video purpose. I'm just throwing out some numbers. So that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Confidence. Remember, confidence, the best weapon you can have. Take some pro tips, implement them inside your game in Crucible. Go play some private matches. And if you want to see where your mistakes were, go record your gameplay, play it, watch it back. If you're playing on console, hit the record button on the PlayStation. I don't know how it is on Xbox, and just watch it back. And there you go. And just be like, oh, okay. Ooh, Oh no wonder why he got me, because I was over here. I was I should have slid over here. I should have did a melee and work on your aim. Shoot slower, because the bloom is crazy in Destiny, right? Especially with hand cannons. Shoot a little slower. Take your time, and patience is a virtue, right? With that being said, guys, I really hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you guys did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you found this informative. If not, thanks for watching. If you ain't sinning, you ain't winning. Peace. Eyes up, Guardian.